Hello everyone, Asta here, and today we are continuing the adventures of the near deathless Victoria. On the last episode, we had an unfortunate incident with a tile that instantly killed us, but we recovered quite nicely from it. Now we are hanging out with our pal Lord British here, and if you click on him and select the option talk, you'll get a little text saying that he can give you an artifact in exchange for a very specific item. In this case is the Lamp of the Desert, which sits in a dungeon in the Savaged Empire, which unfortunately we have no way of getting to right now. But this is random, it can be any dungeon in the game. Hope with some luck on your side it can even be in Sosaria. But since he wants us to go very far away, let's just leave and explore a bit more. Other things that we can do is grab a bunch of money in the bank and donate it to a sage for a clue in search of an artifact. So let's do that. Let's grab a bunch of gold here. Yes, this bank is still a mess, but I will get to it eventually. Let's grab 10k and go back up to the castle. The sage is in the right wing in here. There's an entrance nearby. And upon talking with Akalabeth here, he explains to us that he can either identify our items for us, or he could do a bit more. In his travels, he can also identify as the maps, and if we give him a whole lot of gold, he can give us the clues to the location of one specific artifact. If you go on his buys section in his vendor window, you will notice that there's a whole lot of very powerful items for what seems to be 0 gold, but you cannot really buy them. Those are research items. What you can do in here is to browse through them and look at what the artifacts in the game actually do. There's a whole lot of them. They all are customizable, so you can fit them to whatever you need in your build. And this is mainly to look at them and figure out what you want next. I had looked at one previously, let's see if we can find it. The Hammer of Thor looks really nice for the 50% chance of hitting with lightning. And where was it? There are so many of them. This is what I want for us, the Maw of the Beast, that has life, mana and stamina leech as a base, plus a bunch of enchantment points and damage increase. How do we get this, you wonder? You can just donate a bunch of gold to the sage, and he will give you an artifact encyclopedia. If you can donate less gold to have a less accurate one, but it's a good idea to save 10k to get the better chances of finding your artifact. Now here we scroll to where our item was, the Maw of the Beast in here. And we get a scroll saying that the Maw of the Beast is in the dungeon Bane in the Serpent Island in these coordinates. We will not be going to the Serpent Islands today, but we will keep this in mind for when we go there. I will start this in the bank just for safekeeping, and we will get on with our adventure. For today, I thought that it would be a good idea to start exploring the land of Lodoria, which there are a few more dungeons that we can do here in Cesaria, but they will require a boat that we don't really need to buy right now. To get to Lodoria, you will need to find a book that teaches you a password, and we fortunately found it very early in our adventures. What is this crown plant once? Never mind. We come to our help session and our library, and there is the Diary of Lodoria in here that tells you a little story of a powerful mage that was disliked in the city of Montar, and it also gives us a password. If you go to the Moon Gate of Montar and move up, let's quickly dispose of this demon here. Let me keep this in free view. You will notice a few things in here. Amongst them, the entrance to the newbie dungeon and the wizard's tower up here somewhere. Let's get going. Healing boots. What do our boots do? Remove trap. Yeah, we'll keep our boots, thank you. It's quite a trip, but it's a nice place to be. I will not be killing every monster in the way, mostly because the video will be very long if I do so. Let's get out of the tree line. And we are good. If we follow the coast, we will eventually get to one of the newbie dungeons that we cleared on when we were starting Victoria's journey. Let me eat some more pumpkins. We haven't done a whole lot of landscape exploring with Victoria, mostly because I wanted to showcase the dungeons of this game, but we will get to it eventually. Maybe not in Victoria herself, but with some other people. I have a few more characters that I want to test. And also mainly because I get annoyed when I get stuck in trees. And here we have a tower with a bunch of low level undeads. And a very easily accessible chest that you can steal. There's a leash guarding the magic mirror that we need. And look at that, our bludgeoning skill is back at 100. Now Now we come here in front of the mirror and say the magic words Shetivat, and it transports us to a different map altogether and the dungeon of the City of Embers, which is very lengthy and very easy to get lost into, but is a nice place to be. Let's get our remove traps window on, if we manage to click it. And let's get on our way. I don't know where my nameplate thing is, and I don't know what's the shortcut for it. Nameplate. So there's a door that we found with our searching skill. This is a normal difficulty dungeon, so it will be a whole lot easier than the Forgotten Halls, but it's still a very lengthy one. And in here we will find a whole lot of dark elves. The Drow and the elves have quite a bit of history in this game. I generally think that the Drow dress better, but that's just my opinion. And we will be getting the gold from this place because we need to get to 160k for our artifact. For our power scroll, I mean. Oh, I forgot to read the diary and the entrance. No, my bad. Here you have a little bit of story about Kilo the king, and he tells you that if you want to go back to Caesarea, all you have to do is type the magic word in reverse. There's a lot of wizards in this place, which is great because they are squishy. And we will make good use of that. There's also the possibility of fighting more than one, which is something that Victoria is equipped to deal with at this point. Let's get to the lower floor. Let's hope that the thief didn't take anything too important. Here is another easy to find box for your thieves. Sewing kit. Oh, here we found the thief. And we are now out of the early part, which was this little fortress filled with mages, and now begins this little maze There's a lot to find here and many ways to get lost. And most of the enemies that you find here are themed around fire. And we have a decent enough fire resist at 52. So it should be good. An ancient leash just laying around here. I know where the exit is, but I still want to take my time with this place. Oh, 3 shields. 3 somewhat bad shields, but 3 shields nonetheless. Let's just pull the snake with us. Can we open this? Just a little bit of coin. Vorgo, the Baron of Flame. Looks fancy. And now we have our 4th attack again. Unfortunately, it costs a whole lot of mana that we usually will not have, but it's good that it's an option. The Crown of Vorgo. Let's take it. Here we have a gentleman that allows us to get artifacts as well, like Lord British, but this one is in case you are really evil. He still wants the lamp from the Savage Empire, which we will not be going to anywhere near in the near future, so let's just ignore it. Those things change every few hours, I believe, or a server restart. But I don't want to cheese it and just keep restarting it until I get something where I actually want to go. Enchanted Book of Myra the Paladin. Oh, it's a paladin that is really good at necromancy for some reason. This is interesting. Let me take a quick screenshot of that. take a look at this chest while we are fighting. Never mind. Magic, parry, damage, DCI. Oh, this is a nice one. This is a really nice one. Look at that, we got an upgrade from a random snake. The most common thing you find in here are dead ends, so get used to it. I'll try to bring a few more of them together to save time. Found two trapdoors side by side. And a whole lot of low-end currency. I'll take it. We still have a lot of inventory space. Come and fight me. My equipment is severely damaged. Oh, my plate mail needs to be repaired. Bone demons, they are very dangerous. Come on. There we go. Oh, we got a coffin decoration. That's nice. 14% bludgeoning. Wow. That's quite a lot. This pile of bones, if I'm not mistaken, is just decoration. Shoes with defense chance increase, hit chance increase, stamina, and fire res. Ours have removed trap, but I think that we should take those shoes for the stats. So look at that, we are capped at defense chance increase and now have 15% hit chance increase. That's really nice. Let's come this way. An E3. That's another good shirt. But ours is better. The fire horse is it's great because it drops a lot of rubies that we could use. And it's nowhere as dangerous as it was in the start of our adventure. Ardro. I accidentally opened the door, that could have been bad. But an armored opponent are not, not much to worry about. Especially now that we don't have the enemy of one active, so we are no longer taking double damage from them. Let's see what we find here. A whole lot of coin. More bandages. Oh, teleport to the Stonegate Castle. That's going to come in handy. Yeah, that's really nice. It saves us from having to get a boat to get there. It's a dangerous place, but it's a fun one. We could get this actual chest to start storing stuff in our home. Yeah, it's just 12 stones. If we need to drop something later, we will. I also need some prettier chests for my bank, because as you might have seen, it's a complete mess right now. 5 little. % damage for strength, 1 swing speed. Ours is a whole lot of resists. Sometimes it gets a bit tricky to navigate. It's nothing that you can't manage. Oh, the toad. Let's hope that our chest piece survives this dungeon. And the exit is somewhere around these parts. In there, but let's explore a bit more. There's still a big room that we haven't seen. That it's this way, I believe. maybe that way. As you can see, this is a nice place to be. It's not too difficult as long as you have your fire resist up. You will be facing multiple monsters a lot of times, but they are mainly spellcasters with low armor and some animals. Big box with a severely small amount of coin. Let's see what this is. We could go to the Keep of Horontor and see if we can get a magical coin purse. That's something to keep in mind. The Tower of the Angry Priest. I don't recall from the top of my head where that place would be. But I will do some research after we are done with the video. See if that's something that we can use. We got our potion. The Knight Who Fell. This is an important one, I think. I thought about reading every book that we find, but I just don't think I have the voice for it. Because mine already starts to crack when we are past like half an hour in a video. A regular lich, two-shotted. Senura the Shroud. look at that, we are already amassing a nice pile of coin. But I think that I will cut this episode a bit short, and we will be back once we start exploring the lands of Lodoria. Let me just show you the exit here. This place is very tricky to navigate the first time you are into it, but then later on it becomes much easier. And now, as you can see, we are in a completely different map, and a pretty big one at that. There are quite a few dungeons in this big landmass here, and a few that will require us to get a boat to get to, or another one of those handy maps. There are no big city in here and small city in here and here. In general, is a very nice place to explore, and in Lodoria, up here, we can actually get power scrolls that will raise our skill caps. Once we have enough money, we're still like 130k short, but we will get there. So thank you for joining me. I hope you had a good time and that you keep tagging along. Bye bye.